Have you ever pondered what makes an elderly person more valuable than gold in a subtle way? It's definitely not luck alone, nor is it wealth or rank. In actuality, after the age of 65, some traits can be fostered to make a person genuinely unique, someone that people greatly respect, adore, and wish to be around. What's unexpected, though? Many people fail to recognize the importance of these very things and allow them to pass them by. In this video, we'll examine 6 potent qualities that, when developed, will make you genuinely valued rather than merely appreciated. These attributes are unrelated to success in the material world or looks. They are entirely related to your way of thinking, living, and presenting yourself. The finest aspect? You can develop these at any point in your life. You have the capacity to cultivate these 6 qualities and develop into the type of person whose presence alone has an effect, regardless of where you are at the moment. The last one is one that most people don't recognize until it's too late, so stay with me through to the very end. This is for you if you've ever pondered how to keep your feeling of dignity and purpose as you get older, or if you've ever felt like you're becoming less noticeable. In addition to making you stand out in a subtle yet effective way, these 6 things will provide you with a profound sense of fulfillment, which is more priceless than any material possession. Before we start, I advise you to turn on the bell and subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss any videos. Please enter 1 in the comments if you like this video. Please write 0 in the comments if you don't like it, so I can improve the films for you. Let's get going now. First, the capacity to remain calm in any circumstance. A profound sense of calm, a presence that reassures others, creates harmony in a space and makes people feel safe, is one of the most valuable qualities one may acquire after the age of 65. Ignoring issues or acting as though nothing is wrong is not the goal of this type of calm. It's about having the forbearance to let go of minor annoyances, the insight to recognize what really matters, and the capacity to maintain composure in the face of adversity. We witness more of life as we get older. We see change, loss, and unforeseen adversity. Some people allow these events to cause them to become nervous or resentful. However, individuals who learn to maintain their composure, who don't lose their cool over trivial annoyances, who don't allow every argument to escalate into a conflict, and who know how to provide perspective when others are feeling overwhelmed, become subtly more valuable than gold. Consider Harold, a retired firefighter who is 74 years old. He used to be able to soothe a whole room just by being there. He wasn't the loudest or most dominant individual. However, there was something about him, his calm demeanor, his capacity for attentive listening, and his approach to providing comfort without going overboard. People are drawn to him even now that he is retired. The fact that he never minimizes his grandchildren's emotions makes them enjoy talking to him. Because they know he won't add fuel to a fire, his pals have faith in him. Even after decades of marriage, his wife continues to find solace in the way he manages the highs and lows of life. Being passive isn't the goal of this type of calm. It all comes down to understanding when to take action and when to back off. It's about making the decision to not expend energy on things that won't be important in a year. It's about having the fortitude to remain composed in the face of overwhelming stress. Those elder individuals who don't allow their emotions to rule them are the most revered. They know that most arguments aren't worth it. They listen before speaking, and they pause before responding. They don't waste time trying to prove themselves to unimportant individuals. Their mood is not dictated by frustration. Rather, they develop into the kind of person who people turn to in times of need. The kind of person who, simply by being in a room, instantly makes it feel more comfortable. And here's the trick. This type of serenity not only earns you respect from others, but it also greatly improves your own life. It helps you focus on what really makes you happy, lowers stress, and improves relationships. You are aware of the force of this presence if you have ever known someone with it. You will become someone who is subtly more valuable than gold if you cultivate it within yourself. This isn't because of your possessions, but rather because of the tranquility you provide to those around you. Number 2, an insatiable lust for knowledge. Thinking that learning, exploration, and new experiences are reserved for the young is one of the biggest errors people make as they get older. In actuality, however, Those who never stop being curious are the ones who are more valuable than gold. They keep investigating, posing queries, and accepting novel concepts. When something is different from what they used to know, they don't get set in their ways or ignore it. Not only does curiosity keep the mind active, but it also keeps the spirit vibrant. Those older folks who are open to new discussions, books, talents, and viewpoints are the ones who continue to be lively and involved. Instead, they listen and ask, "Tell me more." They don't end conversations with, "That's just the way things are." They take in. They continue to learn throughout their lives, both in their official schooling and in their outlook on the world. Consider a 76-year-old former school teacher named Evelyn. She could easily have developed a pattern of repeating the same stories, conversing with the same people, and viewing the same shows. Rather, she actively looks for novel experiences. She reads novels that don't relate to her normal interests. She learns new technology because she wants to stay up to date with the times, not because she has to, and she listens to younger people when they share their experiences rather than writing them off as too different. She is therefore quite fascinating to converse with. She attracts people not only because she is clever, but also because she is not mired in the past. She continues to be present, involved, and developing. At any age, curiosity is what gives one a sense of vitality. It keeps things interesting, keeps things from getting stagnant, and makes sure that new discoveries are made every year. More significantly, though, it makes a person someone that other people actually like being around. A talk with someone who only sees their limited experiences is not something anyone wants to endure. However, a person who stays involved in the world around them, asks questions, and demonstrates real interest in other people's lives is unforgettable. The fact is that people who grow set in their ways too early frequently experience loneliness, resentment, and frustration. However, those that continue to inquire, learn, and develop continue to be inspired, relevant, and highly esteemed. And that interest, you have to make the daily decision to cultivate it because it doesn't fade on its own. You are aware of the seductive nature of such interest if you have ever encountered someone who exudes it, and you won't ever feel like life is slipping away from you if you foster it within yourself. You'll constantly feel as though you're in the midst of something significant. If you think that curiosity is the key to staying vibrant, or if you've ever experienced the delight of learning something new, then let me know by leaving a remark with a score of 2 below. Your interaction enables me to keep producing content that encourages and supports you. Number 3, the ability to establish limits without feeling bad. Setting limits to safeguard your time, energy, and tranquility without feeling guilty is one of the most important skills you can develop after the age of 65. Too many individuals, particularly as they age, fall into the trap of people-pleasing, which includes allowing others to take more than they give, saying yes when they really want to say no, or putting up with rudeness out of habit. The most subtly powerful people, however, are those who are aware of their value and will not sacrifice it. Setting boundaries is not about being aloof, cold, or self-centered. Understanding what you will and won't accept is the goal. They are about ensuring that you are not compromising your health in order to appease other people. And once you get the hang of it, you're instantly revered, valued, and secretly more valuable than gold. Consider Robert, a retired mechanic who is 73 years old. He struggled to say no for most of his life. Even if his back hurt, he would help someone move if they needed it. Even if it emotionally taxed him, he would listen if a friend or relative contacted him all the time to complain. He would remain mute if someone crossed his boundaries since he didn't want to start a fight. But as time went on, he began to feel worn out, overburdened, and undervalued. He decided to start appreciating his own time as much as he appreciated other people's time at that point. Robert's boundaries are now kind but strict. He lends a hand because he truly wants to, not because he has to. Although he still listens to others, he no longer lets his emotions run amok. He surrounds himself with positive individuals rather than negative ones. Most significantly, he doesn't feel bad about putting his own health first. The outcome: he has never been happier, healthier, or more respected. Most people are unaware of this, but when you let someone cross your limits, you're teaching them that it's acceptable. However, you will naturally draw people who value your time, energy, and presence when you establish clear boundaries for what is and is not acceptable. Those who let people to walk all over them are the most elegant and resilient elderly adults. They are the ones who can confidently say no without having to justify their actions. They are aware of the value of their time. They are aware that they merit partnerships based on respect for one another. Additionally, they are aware that those who genuinely care about them would respect their boundaries rather than attempt to cross them. What's the best part? Setting limits gives you respect from others as well as respect for yourself. You no longer feel worn out, disgruntled, or taken advantage of. You begin to feel deeply valued, at ease, and in charge. Number 4, a comfortable and warm presence. The capacity to put others at ease is one of the most potent qualities one can develop after the age of 65. This does not entail attempting to entertain everyone or being the loudest person in the room all the time. It entails being a presence that people seek out because of how you make them feel, not because of what you offer. This presence should make people feel safe, understood, and respected. Those who have this trait have a very uncommon quality, a gentle warmth that attracts others. In a room full of strangers, they are the kind of individuals you want to sit next to. The folks who give you a sense of belonging without even speaking. They listen without passing judgment. Without anticipating anything in return, they show kindness. Additionally, they add a little brightness to the world. Consider a 75-year-old former nurse named Joan. She has the ability to make everyone feel welcome. She doesn't dominate the conversation or try to control it. Nevertheless, she attracts people by nature. Her words are soft and genuine when they are said. She makes others feel as though their words count when she listens, not only when she waits for her chance to speak. People enjoy being around her as a result. She isn't ostentatious or attention-seeking. Her warmth, however, will never be forgotten. This type of presence is more about how you make others feel than it is about what you say. It's the way you grin reassuringly at someone who appears unsure. The manner in which you allow people to express themselves completely without interfering or discounting their emotions. The way you show kindness in subtle but profound ways, like a kind remark, sincere praise, or a small gesture of concern. The lovely thing is that people remember this type of presence. They remember how you made them feel long after the conversation is ended. They recall how cozy it was to be close to you. They recall the gentleness of your expression, the warmth of your voice, and the way you gave them a sense of importance. Being a source of warmth in a world that frequently feels chilly, rather than having wealth, influence, or the attention of others, is what makes someone subtly more valuable than gold. What's the best part? As we age, this type of presence grows stronger rather than less. It has nothing to do with charm, youth, or attractiveness. It's about a lifetime of love, patience, and wisdom, qualities that only get stronger with age. You understand how uncommon and unique this is if you have ever met someone whose very presence made you feel better. And if you develop this quality in yourself, you will be someone that people value for who you are rather than what you own. Please leave a remark with 4 below if this speaks to you and you think that compassion and warmth have great power. Your interaction enables me to keep producing content that encourages and supports you. Number 5, the capacity to find happiness in the little things. Finding delight in the little things is one of the most important keys to living a genuinely fulfilled life after 65. This does not imply a reduction in quality. It entails realizing that some of the most exquisite and significant moments do not arise from significant accomplishments or lavish events. They originate from the little common joys that far too many people take for granted. Those who have mastered this are more valuable than gold in a subtle way. They can be happy without continual excitement. They don't pursue things that they don't truly desire. A warm cup of coffee on a calm morning, the sensation of sunlight on their face, the sound of laughing with close friends, and the tranquility of a straightforward, well-lived day are examples of their way of recognizing beauty when others perceive nothing exceptional. Consider George, a retired carpenter who is 80 years old. He is not famous and he is not rich. However, he is truly content. He doesn't waste time griping about his lack of possessions. Every morning he awakens with a profound sense of gratitude for what he already has. He observes the movement of the leaves in the wind when he goes for a walk. He genuinely savors every bite of his meals. Instead of allowing his thoughts to wander to concerns about the past or the future, he listens, laughs, and enjoys the conversation with his old friends. People can experience this type of contentment, which is what makes it so potent. They can tell when someone is content with their life, when they are truly thankful, when they have let go of the need to always seek more and instead value what they currently have. Furthermore, such a presence is uncommon. It has a magnetic quality. People want to be around someone with that kind of presence. The issue is that far too many individuals spend their older years dwelling on what is gone rather than what is now. Their regrets consume them. They evaluate their life against those of others. They tell themselves that they have moved on from happiness. The most valuable individuals, however, are those who are able to make the present moment feel sufficient. They don't waste time griping about things that are beyond their control. They don't allow minor annoyances to disturb their tranquility. In the slightest of ways, they repeatedly choose joy. Pretending that life is flawless is not the point here. It involves teaching your mind to find the positive aspects of everyday situations. Instead of wishing for anything else, it's about embracing what is already present, and it's about understanding that genuine happiness is cultivated gradually in the way you live each day, rather than in big occasions. Number 6, a strong feeling of self-respect that is unshakable. A person who knows their value, who carries themselves with quiet dignity, who doesn't look to others for approval, and who doesn't allow aging to weaken their sense of self, has an indisputable power. One of the most valuable qualities you can develop after the age of 65 is this type of profound, unchanging self-respect, which is what makes a person genuinely unique. Many young people spend their time worrying about what other people think of them, striving to be liked, fit in, and prove themselves. However, those who gradually come to understand that their value is independent of external validation are the ones who become subtly more valuable than gold. They give up seeking acceptance from others. They quit squandering energy on unappreciative people. Most significantly, they no longer apologize for who they are. Consider Louise, a retired librarian who is 78 years old. She used to be the type of person who prioritized the happiness of others over her own, going above and beyond to ensure everyone was happy. However, as she grew older, she came to the realization that her energy, time, and peace were as important. She ceased accepting tasks that she didn't want to accomplish. She no longer felt bad about putting herself first. She ceased allowing the opinions of others to dictate her decisions. And as a result, she gained the respect of others. Being conceited or contemptuous of others is not a sign of self-respect. It's about being aware of your own worth and not allowing someone to undervalue it. It's about establishing expectations for how you should be treated and never letting them drop to accommodate the comfort of others. It's about recognizing that you are enough just the way you are, without having to prove anything to anyone when you look in the mirror. And here's the thing, when someone respects themselves, others can sense it. It's evident in the way they walk, talk, and deal with difficulties. Self-respecting people don't plead for attention. They don't require approval. They don't put up with rudeness. Rather, they exude a silent power that causes people to automatically regard them with the same deference that they expect from themselves. However, far too many people allow their sense of value to diminish as they get older. They persuade themselves that their age alone makes them less important. They feel compelled to remain silent, shrink, or settle for less than they are worthy of. In actuality, however, growing older should strengthen rather than diminish your sense of self-worth. Because as you get older, you gain wisdom, experience, and the understanding that your value has never depended on what other people think of you. If you think that self-respect and standing strong in your value are powerful, then let me know by leaving a remark with a score of 6 below. Your interaction enables me to keep producing content that encourages and supports you. Concluding remarks. As we conclude this video, pause to consider these 6 points. They have nothing to do with money, prestige, or success on the outside. They are about something far more profound: how you choose to live each day, how you treat other people, and how you carry yourself. Those who seek attention or demand recognition are not the ones who are silently more valuable than gold. It is they who develop the attributes of wisdom, kindness, and a strong sense of self-worth, which only get stronger with time. The important thing to remember is that these things don't just happen. Intention is necessary for them. They need a decision. Additionally, they necessitate a dedication to developing into the type of person that, regardless of their current stage in life, keeps developing, changing, and shining in their own unique, potent manner. You are already headed in the right direction if you identify with any of these 6 traits, or if you are motivated to begin fostering them more in your own life. These attributes are meant to help you value yourself, not merely to make other people value you. And you will discover that respect, appreciation, and profound fulfillment come easily after you do that, when you genuinely embrace the person you were created to be. I would now like to know which of these 6 points most struck a chord with you. Is there one you wish to concentrate on more, or have you already begun to nurture them in your own life? Leave a comment with your ideas. I genuinely like reading about your experiences and observations. We appreciate you being here with us today. We would be delighted to hear from you. Tell us about one thing you learned today and how you intend to apply it in your life in the comments section below. We value your opinions, so please feel free to express them. We are greatly inspired and encouraged by reading your remarks. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it entertaining and useful. We can keep producing high-quality content to educate and uplift you thanks to your support. We appreciate your time and hope to see you in the upcoming video.